I never went to Uvu Java. Hi guys and welcome to my channel. So you may be wondering, Jack, why are you posting on a Wednesday? Well, I'm going to be trying to post on twice a week, once on Wednesdays and once on Sundays. On a Wednesday upload it's going to be like a creepy video, like a conspiracy theory or a disappearance, something similar to them. And then on a Sunday upload it's going to be like a challenge, a story time, something a bit more funner than Wednesday's videos. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about the 9/11 conspiracy theories and the moon landing conspiracy theories. I just want to say before this video starts, all of these theories are just theories, none of them have actually been proven to be true, so just bear that in mind. Some of the information is missing, so I think that's where a lot of conspiracies come around, because there's not a lot of information to go off and there's some information missing. So the first conspiracy I'm going to talk about is how the government had something to do with the 9/11 attack and the Prime Minister at the time, which was George Bush. Theorists believe that the government knew that the 9/11 attack was happening and they actually had help with planning some of the attack. People believe that if the government had something to do with the 9/11 attack, they could blame it on ISIS, and that's why they had an excuse to go to war with Iraq, which is a bit weird if that is the case, because they just killed hundreds of people just to go to war with Iraq. So some of the evidence which backs up this conspiracy theory is that the Twin Towers didn't actually collapse because of the planes. Well, that's what theorists believe. If you look at a controlled demolition, that the building goes straight down, just like the Twin Towers did. So people believe that it was a controlled demolition, and I think I just spat, and that explosives was put into the building in advance, so it just goes straight down rather than it going one way or the other. I'm just going to put two videos of a controlled demolition and the Twin Towers, and look how similar they are. So the World Trade Centers were actually built to withstand a plane crash into them, so that basically means that a plane could crash into them and the building wouldn't collapse. But for some reason the building did collapse, and that's where some of the conspiracies comes from, because however, like I said, it is believed that explosives was put into the buildings in advance. Engineer Jim Hoffman argued that the aircraft's impact could not have weakened the building enough for them to collapse, which I think an engineer saying that is weird for the buildings to collapse, if that makes any sense. So the next theory I'm going to talk about is how the US faked the moon landing, and they didn't actually go to the moon. It was all staged, it was all in a studio, which I think is really weird to even think about, that they would fake all of this. So all the moon landing was recorded and it was filmed and put onto TV. So some people, like theorists, has picked out certain stuff which indicates that they have faked it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they have. You may be wondering why the US would fake a moon landing. Well, basically the US wanted to be the first country to go onto the moon, but they didn't have the technology, they didn't have the right equipment to get up there, so they faked it all. They pretended that it was all real and it was all actually filmed in a studio rather than up on the moon. So here is some evidence which backs up this conspiracy theory. So the main one is when the astronaut puts the flag into the moon, the flag waved, which is so weird as there's no air on the moon. So why would the flag wave? Oh, just try again. So why would the flag wave? So that's the main evidence. The next evidence is a picture of a rock, which sounds really weird how this could indicate that it was all fake, but basically in studios and sets, when they have props, they put a letter onto the floor. So say, like in this case it was a C, they would put a C on the floor, and then they would label a prop with the letter C, and they would place it on top of the C. I think that makes sense. So in this case, this rock has a perfectly carved C in, or a written C on. You could see it on the picture basically. So people believe that someone who was doing all the props put it the wrong way up, and the C was meant to be on the bottom, like so you couldn't see it, but instead it was on the side. So the last piece of evidence I'm going to talk about for the moon landing is that with the pictures on the moon, like of them going on the moon, there's no stars. Like, surely if you're on the moon you could see stars, but there was no stars at all, which is so weird as it just looks like a black curtain, like a studio black curtain. So I think that's really weird. So that's all the conspiracies I'm going to talk about today. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any conspiracy theories that you would like me to do a video on, please leave them in the comments below. And I'll see you next week with another video.